Damen und Herren, lieber Erich, du hattest die Idee, auch etwas zu dem Thema Korruption.
Have somebody talk about corruption here. I'll be happy to do so. In Germany, corruption and economic crime might be a topic that we only perceive in waves, so to speak, and at the moment it doesn't seem to be quite so topical. Siemens, Ferrostal, MAN, those corruption affairs are long over, and then all of a sudden, wow, FIFA, searches, raids, people taken in prison, and all of a sudden something pops to the surface which raises a number of questions. FIFA is something difficult to get hold of in criminal justice terms, at least in countries such as Germany, Switzerland, and maybe across Europe. But maybe also in Switzerland, authorities would have found a way somehow, because corruption, criminal crime in that way, means apart from actually corrupt people in office who have a lot of power and influence, it also includes a large number of offenses to do with tax offenses, money laundering offenses. And the previous speaker, Ms. Kortmann, listed a whole number of international problems, and many of those can certainly be directly trailed back and traced back to corruption. Corruption is often an offense that is not so much at the focus, especially in the richer countries, in the securer countries that are in the tier 1, in the top 20, but they are often on the donor side of corruption. Preventing corruption, preventing crime, that is tricky. And that is where this FIFA affair pops up again. Corruption prevention, compliance can also be abused as a fig leaf. You can pretend to be setting up ethics commissions and by establishing a lot of preventive measures that will help address those problems, whereas you can still be relatively certain that none of this is truly happening, that it is not compliance worth its name, that deserves the name, and that it's only some half-hearted thing only in order to have the prosecutors remain quiet. And you can see the interplay here. Mr. Kerner also said a few critical remarks about repression, but one thing we can certainly state for economic crime, if there's no repression, then prevention or compliance in modern terms usually doesn't help a lot. Then it is just fig leaves. So the question always is, what's in it when the label says compliance? And the consequences are a lot more comprehensive than people often think. I don't actually want to go into any details about the FIFA discussions, about the side effects of what this might have for football aficionados around the world and everybody else. But if we think of economic crime, then we should also think about the loss in trust that this usually entails. Trust in the prosecution authorities, in the state, in its functioning, and that is eminently important for a functioning democracy, which was also the topic today. And therefore, also corruption prevention, although it might not be a major topic at this Prevention Congress, should nevertheless not be forgotten, and also not prosecution to do with it and specialization on fighting and preventing economic crime.